For Mike and Helen Eggleston, their home in the town of Dendron in Surry County, Virginia, has always been a nice place to live.
It's quiet, it's peaceful. You can sit on your front porch and hear the birds and the crickets chirp.
I've lived here virtually all of my life. I was born and raised in Surry County. I've lived in this house since 1974.
A house in which she raised 4 children now includes pictures of 11 grandchildren.
This is my oldest daughter's oldest daughter. This is my youngest daughter, middle son. This is my oldest daughter's oldest son.
But in addition to spending time keeping track of the family tree,
0.60 tons. That's incredible.
Helen and Mike are busy tracking other things.
Hazardous air pollution emissions. They've got a whole list of them. Good grief. Look at that. Tons per year.
The Egglestons are spearheading a Spartan campaign in their town of just 300 to stop construction of a new power plant, the proposed Cypress Creek Station, a multi-billion-dollar coal-fired plant that's in the early stages of planning.
The prevailing weather from the northwest and the southwest pushes everything east. So what comes out of that stack on the coal plant, most of it's going to go east. So that is going to hit the Chesapeake Bay, the James River, and Hampton Roads. Walk out this way.
What especially worries the Egglestons? The plant would practically be in their backyard.
Over this way here, over the tree line, is where the two 600-foot tall stacks from the Cypress Creek power plant will be.
The power company's preferred location for the 1,500 megawatt facility is a formal industrial lot. The plant would be the second largest of its kind in Virginia. For the Egglestons, the battle to stop the plant begins at the local level, where zoning officials make decisions about construction permits. But they feel that the deck has been stacked against them. Here's why. The town of Dendron had zoning power. Opponents believe they had the best chance of stopping the Cypress Creek plant right here. But a sharply divided Dendron Town Council voted to consider relinquishing that zoning power to county officials, among whom there's broad support for the plant and the tax revenue and new jobs that come with it.
I think we have a pliable board of supervisors, and that's being nice.
I am hoping that some of the people who are in favor of this plant will, before the fact is accomplished, come to the understanding that this is not for the good of any of us.
The company building the plant says all emissions will comply with federal standards, and that a new facility is the only way to provide affordable electricity for a fast-growing population in Virginia, where they say demand is expected to exceed supply by over 4,000 megawatts within the next 10 years.
The idea that we have to generate more electricity versus what? Versus efficiency is completely untrue.
The Maryland-based Chesapeake Climate Action Network advocates for energy efficiency over additional production and is helping the Egglestons with their fight. Executive Director Mike Tidwell says that the same population boom that's demanding more energy is contributing to the demise of the Chesapeake Bay.
The problem in the Chesapeake Bay area is that population growth, increased development has essentially canceled out a lot of the cleanup. When you have more people emitting less pollution per person, you still have a lot of pollution.
And in the case of the Chesapeake Bay, that pollution will come in some part from a list of more than 50 potential emissions from the Cypress Creek plant, including over 3,000 tons of nitrogen oxide, which can starve the bay of oxygen, and 3,500 tons of sulfur dioxide, which contributes to acid rain.
We're optimistic that the proposed coal plant in Surry County, Virginia will be stopped because it's dirty, it's harmful to health, it contributes to climate change, and the citizens there, the citizens of Surry County increasingly are understanding that.
Dr. Howard Ernst has written 2 books on the Chesapeake Bay and says a decision by Surry County officials to approve the plant based on local economic concerns would come at the expense of long-term environmental goals.
Our politicians want to provide us a steady supply of cheap electricity. They also want to provide clean air. And they're right there in the middle trying to find that compromise. But at the end of the day, they're compromising away our human health and the health of the Chesapeake Bay.
Back in Surry County, the Egglestons are bracing for what may come.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I've got my fingers crossed. That's all I can say. I've just got my fingers crossed.
But for now, still vowing to fight. Amna Nawaz, NBC News, Surrey County, Virginia.